This is the new VTX all-in-one from OpenIPC Thinker. Who is it for, how does it compare to DJI, and why should you care? Let's find out. OpenIPC Thinker is a tiny device measuring just 25 by 25 millimeters. There are two versions. One has a built-in Wi-Fi module, so it's just plug and play, and another, the one I have here, has a SD card slot, and you need an external Wi-Fi module. It takes anything from 2S to 6S voltage, so you can power it from your plane or your drone battery. The version with integrated Wi-Fi seems to be designed especially for tiny drones, and versions with no Wi-Fi is for bigger drones where weight is not that important. What are the advantages? 1. Super light at only 8.8 grams and 14 grams for the external Wi-Fi version if you include the EU2 module. Inexpensive at only 55 USD. MIPI cable, same as on other OpenIPC devices. You can swap cameras however you like. What are the disadvantages? Requires some assembly, and there's a limited supply of only 100 pieces left. How does it compare to DJI O4? Well, comparing this device to the DJI O4 would be highly unfair. This device was developed by one single person, literally one. And DJI is the biggest tech company in the drone and FPV world, with hundreds of engineers. Here are some details about OpenIPC Thinker compared to DJI O4 Lite. The DJI has a half-inch CMOS sensor, and the OpenIPC Thinker comes with IMX445 or IMX335 Sony sensor. Both boards have the same dimensions, so about 25 by 25 millimeters. The weight of DJI is 9.2, and the weight of OpenIPC Thinker is 8.8. The biggest difference is that the DJI has a closed source and this thing has open source firmware. The DJI price is $140 and this thing is $53. Okay, so I have the development version. This basically means it's one of the first devices ever produced, mostly by hand. When I received it, there was no heatsink developed for it, so I'll have to make a custom cooling solution. I have this 5V 25mm fan with heatsink and some thermal pads cut to size that I will use to cool the device. Okay, so here are all the parts that you'll need to assemble the Thinker. We have some wiring for connecting the Wi-Fi card to the Thinker and Thinker to the plane battery. We have the 25mm fan. This is the EU2 Wi-Fi module, and then we have two cameras that we can choose from. I'm gonna use the bigger one because I prefer the bigger sensor, more details probably than the small one. The idea is to combine three of these and connect them with wires and just connect the camera. I have this thermal pad here already placed, and I think I'll do something like this. So I'll place the Wi-Fi card like this, and the fan will go on top. It has a self-adhesive pad here on top. I know it's not the best, but I think I'll just zip tie everything together and of course connect the wires. So for the connecting of the wires, you should really refer to the GitHub documentation. So from GitHub I can see that the power should come in. This one is the power, so red is voltage, so let's go like this here. This is gonna go to my battery and the flight controller, and then this guy will be connected to the Wi-Fi card, and it should go like this. Now I have this plastic sheet that I need to remove. Might as well connect the cable here. This thing will then go into my custom bracket that I've made for my plane, and this bracket goes into the nose cone. Okay, this next part, I have to admit, is not that easy. If you know what you're doing, it's gonna take you 10-15 minutes. If you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take you 2 hours or more. It did for me the first time I did it. In order to get the camera working together with the ground station, there are a few things. First thing you need to do is update drivers for the EU2 module so the Thinker can know how to talk to the Wi-Fi module. And the next thing to do is upload Ruby. software onto the Thinker. And the last thing you need to do that I didn't describe in my last ground station video is to flash Ruby onto the ground station. Okay, so the first thing you need to do on the camera side is you need to drop in some files or the drivers into the camera and run a command to install them. Install WinSCP. This is the program for transferring the files over, and then you need to install PuTTY. PuTTY is the software for connecting into the camera and opening this black window that you can write the commands in. Before you can connect to the camera, you have to change some IP addresses. So go into your network adapter and change the Ethernet IP address to the one you see on the screen, and then you can go into WinSCP and connect to this IP address. This is the IP address of the camera. After that, you can go into GitHub page. I'll link it in the description below. Go into the GitHub page, download the drivers, unzip them and drop them into the Thinker. After that, go into PuTTY and connect to the camera. When the black window pops up, use the username root and the password is 1234 because it's all about safety. Run these two commands one after the other. This is basically gonna install the drivers and you're pretty much done. Okay, so the last thing to do is install Ruby onto your camera. Download OpenIPC configurator, connect to the camera, go into the setup page, and then in the installation section select the version of the camera you have. In your case it's going to be OpenIPC SSC338Q nor Ruby FPV, and just click update. It's going to take a while, the camera is going to update, but after that you're done on the camera side. Now to flash the ground station with Ruby. I've described the ground station build in my previous video, check it out. You need to download Balena Etcher. This is the software for installing things onto the SD card. Download the latest version of Ruby from Ruby website and flash it onto the SD card with the Balena Etcher. After all that is done, it should connect without a problem. Okay, that's it for this video. Your plane and the ground station should be working well together now. I hope you liked it and make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna fly my plane soon, so you probably don't want to miss it. All I have to do is just set up the throws and things like this. But yeah, I'll probably fly it in about a week time. So yeah, don't miss this video. See you soon, guys. Download the drivers and unzip them and drop them into the Thinker. After that, go into PuTTY, type in the IP address of your IP cam,